Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm really excited to record today's episode because it's going to be all about the NLP sessions that I have been doing for the last 5 or 6 weeks now. And there are a couple of things that I want to share with you. There are a couple of breakthroughs that I want to share with you, identity shifts that I want to share with you, and even identity shifts within myself, like what I have been going through and what I have been experiencing doing the work of the NLP sessions myself. So let's dive right into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is a couple of the people who I've done these sessions for, their shifts and their differences from when we started the sessions to the present moment in time, which at the time of recording, this is May 23rd, 2024. So I've had probably like 5 or 10 different clients, and I've had a lot of returning clients, which is really awesome. And these sessions are free. A lot of it is market research because, like, a lot of the reason why we even started doing the NLP sessions was so that I could get a little bit of market research for myself when it comes to what I'm going to be doing next in my business. And like, I'm just going to kind of play around with things. And so I've had 3 specific shifts get brought up to me from 3 different people. And the one shift that I wanna talk about is from a good friend of mine who has been having these, like, massive confidence, like, identity shifts. So massive because she identifies as a very soft-spoken person. She really won't speak up for herself, like, she's very quiet, and she was telling me a story the other day about how she went to a smoothie bar and she ordered a smoothie, and it usually comes mint green when she orders this smoothie. But when she ordered it that day, it was chocolate. And she's like, "Excuse me, I've ordered this smoothie for the last 16 weeks, like a minimum the last 16 weeks, and it's always been mint green. And today it's the color brown." And the woman behind the counter looked at the smoothie and was like, "Well, do you want me to make you another?" And she was like, "Yes, I do." And that's massive because what she's doing is she's stepping into her true, confident, powerful self. That's an empowered identity coming through. That's an empowered identity coming up to other people and saying, "This is what I asked for. Why didn't you respect it?" And she is standing her ground, whereas before she would have never done that. She's soft spoken, she was a people pleaser, and she's, whether she realizes it or not, she's going through this identity shift because she's doing the work. So it's really incredible, and I really wanted to share that on an episode, whether it's this one or whatever one, because to me, that is a massive change for her, and I don't know that she realizes it. So that's the first one. The second one that I wanna talk about is how, um, this client, when we were doing I can't remember exactly what modality we did, but it was a swish pattern. But she was like, "Oh, I wanna work on this feeling of, like, I feel like I'm boxed in or, like, rigid to speak about certain specific topics in my content, and, like, I can't just be me, and I can't talk about the things that I wanna talk about and, like, feel free to talk about whatever." And we went through the swish pattern, and she said when it came to the end, when we did the swish, she felt like she was Superman, kind of pulling the suit off, like ripping her suit off and like getting into her super self. And that's also really big because that identity is like, I can do anything, right? Like I'm super Fallon. Like everything that I do is times 10, and it's authentic, and I'm strong, I'm powerful. And just the fact that she felt like she was stepping into this super version of herself, huge. And just one session. Like, some of the things can happen, some of the shifts can happen that fast. Like, it really does not take long at all. And this last client, I've been working with her for a little while, but I have seen such a massive shift in her, and I wanna give her mad props right now because when we first started, when we've connected again, because we've kind of been out of touch for a little while, and when she saw that I was going through my NLP certification, she was like, "Yeah, like, I'll help you out with the market research." I was like, "Awesome, thank you so much." She was at a point when we first started working together that she was so defeated. She was like, "I feel like I don't have a business anymore. I feel like, what am I even doing? I feel like, why am I even trying? Like, what's the point?" That's where she started. What's the point? And now she's at a point right now where she's like, I really do want to do this and I'm really excited to do it my way. And I've taken certain steps to get out of groups and communities that make me feel bad. And that's huge. Okay. That is actually taking all of this work and acting on it, which is the exact end game of what it is that you wanna do with this work, because whether she realizes it or not, for the last 2 years, she's been working with this particular coach, and just the very fact that she recognized how this person made her feel, and she didn't appreciate it, and she wasn't in line with it, she made a decision to leave that community, and that speaks volumes. She's standing up for herself, and she's standing up for her worth, and that is the actual secret sauce when it comes to some of these sessions. And, like, I know that she's told me and she's vocalized there are some things that she's, like, not too thrilled about, and that's fine. We don't have to do those strategies. But for what we have done already, and we missed 1 week in between, that is, I give her so many props right now, because she would never have done that before. And she's finding it within herself. She's finding the value that she has and she brings to the table. And she's also realizing what power she brings with her to other people. And she's coming up with way more content. She recognizes what she has built and how she did it. And she recognizes that it was her who got herself there all this time. She was the person who got herself there. She was the person who got herself this huge community. She was a person who got herself all of these people in her group. She was the person who ultimately, like, did all of this. She did. And before, she was feeling guilted because she wasn't doing something with that group. And now she's seeing the possibility and the opportunity having that group. It's all a matter of going through the actual strategies, the actual work, which I think that's gonna be another episode, because every time I see a coach on social media talk about the mindset, I'm like, "What are you even talking about? Like, what do you even know?" And that's just another episode for a different day. So she's doing the tapping, even though she's not the biggest fan of tapping. She's doing the single belief change. She's doing creating achievable outcomes. She's going through masterful language patterns. She's going through swish patterns. Like, we have on schedule for next week, parts integration. So she is doing the work, and I could not be more proud of her. Like, her change, even though the first client's change is also really big, and I definitely applaud her for that. All of them are all really big. The reason why I saved this particular client's for last is because she started so far down in the dumps, and now she is seeing opportunity. Now she is seeing doors opening, and that's because we're working on her mind, and we're working with her mind. It's 2 incredible things happening at the same time. So I really wanted to share those particular revelations that some of the clients have been having in terms of the identity shifts they're experiencing. And I also really want to talk about my own, what I'm noticing identity shift wise for me, because you don't realize, as the person giving the sessions, like, you don't realize what you're also going through subliminally. And I'm noticing for me, I'm playing in the world of opportunity so much more. And in addition to playing in the world of possibility and opportunity pretty much every single day, I'm going into something like, well, what if this happened? Or what if that happened? Or what if we did it this way? Or what if we did it that way? Right. Besides the point of going into things with the world of possibility, the next thing that I see is my emotional state is it's so beyond different. Like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, I would have something happen on a Monday, and I would be completely broken down until, like, Wednesday night. Like, it took me 2 or 3 whole days to kinda get myself back to a better emotional place, and now my emotions are, like, so much more regulated. Like, it's so amazing what can happen when you do the work yourself because you start to see how different you show up and how much you yourself change. And this has obviously opened up so much opportunity for myself. I've been getting so many podcast bookings, which I'm so excited to share with you guys. So many more podcast guests are coming onto the show. I've been even getting bookings to be a guest on other people's shows. And on top of that, I have been getting some really massive engagement within my community. I've been getting opportunities for places outside of my online business, and I'm really excited. Like, I'm in this place of such clarity and such excitement pretty much almost every single day, and I'm so grateful because, like, if again, like, if you were to go to me 4 or 5 weeks ago, it would be a totally different person. I would have been way, way different, and on top of all of this, I decided to make this massive decision to take the diaries that I've been writing for the last 7 years and put them onto Word documents so that I can publish them into the real world. Like, absolutely terrifying. All of, like, my personal stories are going to come to light, and I remember saying to Liana, one of my sister-in-laws, I guess you could call her. I remember telling her, like, I am legitimately terrified of doing this, and I told her, and just the fact that it scares me is a signal that I have to lean into it because that is going to stretch me and grow me in ways that I have not yet even comprehended. So I wanna get at least 1 done by the end of this summer. We'll see because I have chosen to divide and conquer. I've given her a couple of those diaries, so if she finishes one before me, then I don't know, maybe we'll get 2 done by the end of the summer. I don't know, but that's gonna be a thing, and that's gonna be coming down the pike, and that is absolutely terrifying and embarrassing, but just the fact that I've given all of this over to somebody else to read, like, like, I've already taken some of the steps to, like, show my personal stories to someone else. So yeah, so there's a lot of really exciting stuff, and on top of all of this, I see so much opportunity going forward, and I see so much coming down the pike for even just the remaining months of 2024, and it is incredible. Like, I am in such a great place, and there were a whole slew of events, don't get me wrong, that kinda happened, and if you're interested in hearing those events, I'm pretty sure I posted a video or a podcast episode on the 3 weeks that I, like, had these emotional breakdowns on Mondays. I'm pretty sure I posted that. That will give you a little bit of reference, but we can go even probably a level deeper too. I don't know, maybe that's gonna be for a different day too. But all of that to say, um, basically, these NLP sessions have been creating so many shifts for not only my clients, but also myself. And that is actually what we want to accomplish when we're going through these sessions. So I want to thank you for tuning in, and I want to thank you for subscribing and following the show. And I want to encourage you, if you're new and you're listening, to subscribe and follow, turn on notifications because y'all, you don't even know what's coming down the pike right now. It is going to be so good, like so good. I have decided to rewrite the mission of this podcast of sharing personal stories of transformation that have led to prosperity in life and business. And if you know someone or if you yourself have a story of personal self transformation that has led to prosperity in your life or business, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I want to hear what it is that you want to share and let's see if you're a good fit for the show. I'm, like, really excited, um, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Okay, thanks, love you, bye.